Hi students, today we will begin Unit 6, Lesson 4, How Do Fossils Form? Imagine that you are hunting for rocks by a river. You turn over a small rock and find the imprint of a leaf in it. You have found a fossil. A fossil is a mark or remains of something that lived a long time ago. People have found many fossils of plants and animals. Fossils can help us understand what God's world was like long ago. For example, fossils of tropical plants have been found in Antarctica. This tells us that Antarctica was once a warm, tropical place instead of a place covered with ice. Many shell fossils have been found in the center of the United States, so we know that this area was once covered by a large sea. Fossils also tell us about dinosaurs and other creatures that no longer live on Earth. It's rare for fossils to form. Very few of the plants and animals that die turn into fossils. Most dead plants and animals are either eaten by other organisms or are decayed by bacteria and fungi. To become a fossil, the body of an organism must be protected from these things. A layer of sediment that quickly covers a dead plant or animal can protect it from decay. Even so, only the hard parts of the body, such as bones, teeth, shells, and claws, are usually preserved as a fossil. The first main type of fossil consists of a body or body parts that have been preserved. Many insects, spiders, turn the page here, and even frogs and lizards have been preserved in amber, which is hardened tree sap. Long ago, that creature became trapped and covered with tree sap. When the sap hardened into amber, the entire body of the organism was preserved. Imagine wandering over to a pool of water to take a drink. You step in, but then you can't pick up your feet. You're stuck in a pit of tar that you couldn't see under the water. That's what happened to many animals thousands of years ago in the La Brea tar pits of California. The pits formed where oil seeped above the ground and partly evaporated, leaving sticky tar. The tar preserved the bones or even the entire bodies of the animals that got stuck in it. Ice sometimes preserves animals too. The bodies of almost 50 large extinct elephants, called mastodons and woolly mammoths, have been discovered in the glaciers of Russia, Alaska, Canada, and other northern places. Other animal fossils have been dried out or mummified. These types of fossils are found mostly in deserts. In wetter places, the tissue decays before it dries out. Fast fact: no guts, all glory. Dinosaur fossils get the most attention, but dinosaur fossils are very rare. The most common fossils are the shells of ocean animals. Let's look on the next page. And it shows a picture of the Petrified National Forest in Arizona. Sometimes body parts are preserved but changed. A good example of this is dinosaur bones. These bones are preserved when minerals replace parts of the animals in a process called petrification. Water with dissolved minerals seeps into parts, and the dissolved minerals remain behind. Parts of bones, teeth, claws, shells, and even the trunks of trees can be slowly replaced by minerals, leaving a fossil that looks just like those parts. The petrified trees in the Petrified National Forest in Arizona are a great example of this. The second main type of fossil is a trace fossil. Trace fossils don't have preserved body parts. They simply show a mark from a living thing. Have you ever seen a fossil of a leaf, fish, or other organism imprinted in a rock? This type of trace fossil is called an imprint fossil. An imprint fossil shows the footprint or body part of an organism. An organism that is trapped in sediments may decay very slowly and not be replaced by minerals. Once the organism is decayed, an empty space is left in the rock that shows the shape, size, and outside markings of the plant or animal. This space is called a mold. Sometimes water and minerals flow into a mold and leave behind minerals that fill the space. This filled-in mold, called a cast, looks like the original organism. Think about the three main types of rocks. Which type do you think that fossils are usually found in? The process that forms sedimentary rocks provides the right conditions for forming fossils. An animal dies and is covered up. What do you think would happen to an animal that was exposed to the conditions that make igneous, or volcanic, and metamorphic, or earthquake rocks? Fossils are very valuable to paleontologists. They may tell scientists where an organism lived, what it ate, and how it lived. Without fossils, we wouldn't know anything about many animals such as dinosaurs. So fossils teach us a lot about God's creation. Think back. What is a fossil? If you wanted to find fossils, what type of rock would you search and why? Why is it rare that an organism form a fossil? How would a tree become a petrified fossil? What type of fossil are mammoth tracks? And describe 4 ways that the entire body of an organism can be preserved.